Today we will discuss about comparison of equivalent and non-equivalent.
A woman named Tari was looking at a sponge cake recipe in the kitchen. She read, "Use 2 cups of flour for every 1 cup of sugar." Then she said,
If I want to make twice as much, how much flour and sugar should I use?
Come on! Who here likes to help their mother bake cakes? Or has anyone ever tried to make their own cake? If we make a cake, we definitely need a recipe, right? But what if you want to make a cake for more people?
Do you know how to adjust the amount of ingredients so that the cake still tastes good?
This is where comparison plays an important role. Come on, let's learn together how to use comparison to create a recipe that is just right, delicious, and of course successful.
Hey math buddies, how are you today? Hope you stay enthusiastic about learning, okay?
In this video, we're going to break down comparisons in a fun and super easy to understand way. So grab your notes and stay focused, because we're starting right now. Usually, comparisons are expressed in simple form or in fractional form, namely the form a/b or a :b, read as compared to b, and is a positive integer. For example, the amount of flour and sugar has a ratio of 2 to 1. This means that for every 2 parts of flour, there is only 1 part of sugar. If we want to make more or less, we can just multiply or divide it. But the ratio must remain the same so that the cake still tastes good. Not only in the kitchen, comparison is also important in other things. For example, when dividing pocket money, dividing study and playtime, or when calculating speed and distance. Well, in the comparative material, it turns out there are 2 types of comparisons, you know. Does anyone know what they are? Yup, that's right. There are equivalent comparisons and inverse comparisons. But what's the difference? When do we use equivalent and when do we use inverse comparisons? Don't worry, we'll discuss them one by one with easy to understand examples. Now we will learn about proportional ratios. Comparative ratios mean that if one value increases, the other value also increases. And if one value decreases, the other value also decreases. Both change in the same direction. In a busy traditional market, there is a friendly fruit seller named Mrs. Ija. Every morning, Mrs. Ija arranges fresh bananas in her stall, and many people like to shop there because the bananas are sweet and the prices are clear. One day, Lena, an elementary school student, came with her mother. They wanted to buy bananas. Mrs. Ija, if I buy 2 kilos of bananas, how much is it? Asked Lena's mother. Rupiah 20,000, ma'am, answered Mrs. Ija with a smile. Lena was curious. She saw that there were still a lot of bananas. How about 4 kilos, Mrs. Ija? If 4 kilos, then it will be 40,000 rupiah, because the more you buy, the higher the price. Lena smiled and said, Ooh, so if you double the bananas, the price will also double, ma'am? Mrs. Ija nodded. That's right. That's what is called a price proportional to the amount purchased. Earlier, we discussed the comparison of value. Now, let's move on to the second type, which is the inverse comparison of value. An inverse comparison is a comparison where if one value increases, the other value decreases. So, both change in opposite directions. For example,
comparison of revere's value.
in a small village, there was a child who was asked to paint the school fence. The first day, only 1 child came. It took him 5 hours to finish everything by himself. The next day, 5 children came and worked together. It turned out that the work was finished in just 1 hour. Rico came curious.
One person painted for 5 hours, but now 5 people only painted for 1 hour?
His friend answered,
Because the more people who do it, the faster the time. The work is divided equally.
This is what is called comparison of reverse value. It's simple like this. One goes up, the other goes down. So, not all of these things rise at the same time. There are also those who balance each other like this.
Wow, it's really fun to learn comparisons with other friends. So now we know there are 2 types of comparisons. The first is the equal of propositions, where if one goes up, the other goes up too. Secondly, the ratio is inversely propositions, where if one goes up, the other goes down. Come on, try to find examples of comparisons around you. It could be study time, pocket money, or even cooking recipes. Keep up the spirit of learning, okay? Because mathematics is fun, especially if we learn through stories. See you in the next learning video, math buddy. Don't forget, learning is fun if we know how.